Have you ever stopped and wondered how a tiny, almost invisible movement could grow to totally reshape one of the most powerful empires in history? We're about to dig into that puzzle, and let me tell you, the answer isn't what you typically find in a history book. It's a lot simpler and way more revolutionary.
So you have this new faith, right? And from this one little corner of the world, it just spread like wildfire, touching every single part of the huge Roman Empire. But here's the thing. This wasn't a conquest with armies and swords. Nope. This was a conquest of ideas.
And that, right there, brings us to the central mystery. I mean, in a world filled with established empires, powerful cults, ancient traditions, how on earth did this underdog movement not only survive, but just explode? What was its secret weapon?
To crack this puzzle, we've got to look past all the usual suspects. We're not going to focus on emperors or politics. Instead, we're going to find the answer, the initial spark, in just 3 simple, powerful words.
What's so amazing here is that the driving force wasn't some grand political strategy. It was something much smaller, much more personal. It was an idea, captured in a phrase so simple it would literally change the world.
And here they are, 3 words from an early letter written to a new community. You are all one. That's it. In those 3 words, you find the revolutionary spark that ignited a global movement. But how? How could that possibly be so powerful?
So, yeah, how did this kind of abstract idea become a practical engine for massive growth? Let's break down the mechanics of how this concept of oneness actually fueled expansion across an entire empire.
Okay, this is the crucial point. You have to understand just how explosive this idea of oneness was back then. Just picture the Roman world for a second. It's this super rigid pyramid of power, right? Strictly divided. You've got citizen and slave, Roman and barbarian, man, woman. And into that world, the idea of oneness lands like a bomb. It basically says all those divisions, the very foundation of Roman society, they don't really matter. That deep down, everyone shares a fundamental, equal identity.
It's a fair question, right? An idea is one thing, but turning it into exponential growth, that's something else entirely. So how did the concept of oneness translate into actual, tangible expansion? What was the mechanism?
Well, this is the engine, and it's actually pretty simple. It works in 3 stages. First, you introduce this message of unity into a deeply divided society. Then, that message acts like a magnet, pulling in a really diverse mix of people, slaves, women, foreigners, anyone who was pushed to the margins by the old social order. And finally, this new unified community becomes its own best advertisement. The way they treated each other, the support they offered, that attracted even more people, creating this self-reinforcing cycle of growth.
So what's the lasting legacy here? This isn't just some dusty lesson in ancient history. No, it's a powerful case study of how a single idea can completely reshape the world.
Ultimately, this is the big takeaway. It wasn't money, and it wasn't military might that drove this incredible historical shift. It was a single, profound idea about unity that just resonated so deeply with so many people that it completely remade an empire from the inside out.
Which, leaves us with a final thought for our own time. If the simple idea of being all one had the power to transform the ancient world, what are the big, unifying ideas that are shaping our world today?